Hi there, and thank you for joining UnSCRIPted. I'm Angela Kashuba, Dean of the UNC Eshelman School of Pharmacy. We have an amazing community here at the school, all working toward a shared goal of solving the world's most pressing healthcare challenges. I'm excited for you to hear unscripted stories of faculty, staff, students, alums, and partners. Today, I have invited Adwoa Tweneboah-Koduah to my office for a conversation. Adwoa is a third-year pharmacy student. Welcome, and thank you for joining me today.
Thank you. Of course. I'm happy to be here.
So I am really curious as to your journey to our pharmacy school. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Well, I was born and raised in Ghana. I lived there for about the first 12 years of my life, and then we moved to the U.S. So I live in Colorado. That's where my family lives. I moved to North Carolina for undergrad, so I went to Wake Forest University, studied chemistry, and then I really was interested in pharmacy throughout my high school career, all the way through to now being here. So I found my way to the Eshelman School of Pharmacy after Wake, so I'm really excited to be here. It's been a beautiful journey so far.
Oh, that's terrific. So those are very different places. So Ghana to northern U.S. and then to the south. So can you talk about the cultural differences and how that sort of shaped your perspective on healthcare?
Growing up in Ghana, I think our healthcare system is very monetary focused. So it's kind of like if you have the money, you get the care, and that's kind of how it works. And so coming to the U.S., that kind of shifted for me. When I was younger, I started learning about insurance and how that works out. And then I really started interacting with healthcare once I went to undergrad, because then I was more independent. I was having to figure out a lot of things on my own, how insurance works, how to, go to the doctor's office, figuring all of that out and the costs and everything. So that was my first interaction with the healthcare system in the U.S. And I also worked after undergrad at a retail pharmacy for about a year. And in that, I really started learning about the gaps in care for certain patient populations, especially when it comes to accessing and affording medications. Coming into pharmacy school was definitely trying to find ways to decrease that monetary burden for patients.
And why did you choose the Eshelman School of Pharmacy?
First of all, this is the #1 school of pharmacy for a reason. I didn't want to get boxed in, right? I wanted as much opportunity to be as innovative as possible with my PharmD. And I think learning about the Eshelman School of Pharmacy, that definitely seemed like something that would be available here. And I've definitely found that to be true being here. So that was my biggest thing. I was like, I really need to find somewhere to go where I can take the PharmD and take it somewhere else, wherever I want to go. And here it really feels like I have so many options, so many choices to make. And I really like that.
Yeah, I love that. You are in our Research and Scholarship in Pharmacy program that we call RASP. Can you talk about that program, what attracted you to the program, and the research that you're doing now?
I've always been interested in research. RASP came up during my first year, and also pre-coming to the Eshelman School of Pharmacy, so I definitely was very interested. So far, it's been a wonderful experience. I've learned a lot really quickly. My current project is looking at how patients access GLP-1s online, and looking at the legitimate and illegitimate pharmacies online, seeing how they advertise to patients, what are their characteristics, all of those things.
So this is a really fascinating area right now because we've had shortages of these drugs like Ozempic and others. And so people are looking for places for access to these medications. So what have you found so far?
So far, it seems like a lot of the websites are, they're coming up in a vacuum. So a lot of patients are, like you said, not able to access medications in the traditional way. And so we're turning to online pharmacies to do that. A lot of online pharmacies are using, they're more telehealth facing. So they have doctors available to patients. Most of them are like that. And then they're able to maybe get the medication either out of pocket, paying for out of pocket for brand medications, or getting the compounded version for cheaper. Now, the concern is for websites that are not as, they may appear legitimate, but they're really not. And so patients don't know what product they're getting, but they're being advertised this kind of honesty at front facing, but when you really look at the details of the website, it's not very legitimate. And so the safety for the patient really, really becomes a big factor. And I'm finding more and more that even with like preliminary searches, you're getting those results. So that's very risky for patients. So it's definitely interesting doing this work. It feels very rewarding because it's adding to a lot of previous work that's been done to assess the safety of online pharmacies for patients.
Yeah, this becomes super important for consumers to know that not everything online is legitimate, and especially for medications that you're injecting into your body. I mean, that's
and they're very scary for me as a pharmacy student to see that maybe patients are actually buying drugs on these websites. It's very terrifying.
Wow. So this is really important information to get out and to be for the public to be talking to their pharmacist.
Exactly.
Since they're accessible, you can walk in, you can talk to a pharmacist, maybe talk to them about what you might be thinking of doing or where you might be thinking about something, a medication, and getting some advice.
Yeah, and then also having those resources available for patients, having a conversation with them. If you are going to get it online, these are certain things to look out for. Right. The lab group I'm working with right now is doing a bunch of different drugs. So a lot of antidepressants, anti-anxiety medications, stimulants, all of those things that patients might look for online because it's cheaper and it's more accessible for them. Wow. So I'm adding to a lot of work that's previously been done, but it's a lot of really important work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rewarding.
Oh, that's terrific.
Yeah.
Oh, well, good luck on getting that work published. I think,
Fingers crossed. I really hope so.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
That's important.
Yeah.
Terrific. You are also, you're so busy. You are also Director of Advocacy for the Graduate Professional Student Government.
Yes.
So tell me about that role and what you've been accomplishing in that role this year.
So it's really new. I just started this past summer. Most of what I'm currently doing is getting onboarded to a lot of committees. So my main committees that I am on right now is first is with the Carolina Women's Center, so helping them. There's kind of been a gap. They've been offline for a while, and so they're trying to reestablish their presence on campus. And as a graduate student and professional student representative, I'm kind of on that board to provide insight as to what we need as graduate and professional students in a resource that's predominantly undergrad focused. They're trying to get more voices on the graduate and professional side so that they can represent everyone and serve everyone. So that's primarily most of the work I'm doing right now. I also have my own personal project trying to connect organizations within the graduate and professional student circle. I think a lot of the orgs are doing very similar things, and it'd be really powerful to have some interprofessional play when it comes to those organizations. I think it's a really easy way to get students connected when we're having combined events outside of just official pathways. So I think that's like my main thing. I'm hoping I can get some real momentum with that so that when I leave my position, the next person coming in can pick that up and keep it going.
I love that. Thinking about legacy or what you're leaving.
Exactly.
That's terrific.
Exactly.
Other organizations that you're involved in?
I'm a coordinator for SHAC's Medication Assistance Program. SHAC is our student-led clinic out of Piedmont Health Center in Carborough, and they serve Carborough and Chapel Hill residents that are either underinsured or uninsured. My role is to help patients that are uninsured find access to chronic meds. So we work very closely with NC Medicist, which is a nonprofit organization that provides free access to medications for patients. We help patients apply, stay on that program so that they can get access to their medications for free. We also help patients apply for prescription assistance programs for more expensive medications. And so that's mostly my role with SHAC. I think a lot of my primary work is very advocacy focused.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it until someone asked me, and I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense, though. That's what I wanted to do when I came into pharmacy school. I'm glad I'm still continuing with that goal.
Yeah, I love that. Your heart for service really shines through.
Thank you. Thank you.
What do you do for yourself, for well-being, to refill your cup?
I love hosting girls' nights. I think it's a really great time for everyone to come together and just chat and catch up and just be in each other's company and have a great time. So a lot of the things I do are with other people, but I really enjoy fostering those connections, and that's how I feel calm and rested and reset.
Oh, that's terrific. I want to switch gears a little bit. I understand you're a foodie.
Very much so.
So do you have recommendations for restaurants in the area that are favorite?
I have a long list. A friend of mine and I have a working document of all the restaurants in the Triangle, and we try them, and then I, as a type A person, ranks them from 1 to 10. So nearby, for like lunch, for sandwiches, I really love Merritt's Cafe. They have the best BLTs. I don't know how their tomatoes are in season, even when it's off season. It's so good. Shout out for their chili bean soup.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's so good.
Oh,
I
see, I
love
would
Merritt's.
never
Highly
Okay.
recommend.
Oh, that's a good tip.
Yeah. For more dinner, there's a restaurant in Carborough called Tesoro. They have amazing handmade pasta. Highly recommend. Yeah.
Okay.
Solid 9 out of 10.
That's awesome. I've been trying to get into Tesoro. It's not easy.
No, it's not. You gotta get a reservation like a month ahead, because they only have like 20 seats in the restaurant. It's very small.
Yeah. Appreciate you talking with us today. This is really fun to hear your story and to hear your journey at the UNC Eshelman School of Pharmacy. And best of luck to you in this final year before you go out on rotation.
Thank you so much. It was lovely to be here. Lovely to chat with you.
Thank you. And I want to thank you all for watching. We love sharing stories of those who make the UNC Eshelman School of Pharmacy excellent. We hope you will join us for the next episode of UnSCRIPted, conversations with the people who are advancing medicine for life.